Why should we do that first time round?
Yes. That's what Barry's talking about. Right, guys, welcome back to the Trial and Error podcast. So today here we've got Ryan with us. So as always, I'm going to let you talk about yourself and what you do, and go from there.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. I am here because I work with Man Down. I'm a facilitator for them. I run that Ivybridge group currently, and I've also just started up a nice little men's mental health group, running club in Plymouth as well. So, yeah.
So, Man Down, talk a little bit about Man Down for people that don't already know of it.
So, those that don't know, Man Down was started by, I still call him Ross Jackson, but it's Ross Jackson Hicks, a guy that I went to school with. We were at Buckland School together. He moved down to Cornwall. He had his troubles, and he's turned himself around, and he started up Man Down. I believe the first group started in Truro. From Truro, it's now grown to, Ross has just told me, around 50 groups, which is pretty impressive. So we're mainly Devon and Cornwall. For instance, like within this radius of like Plymouth, we've got the Plymouth group, Tabby, the Ivybridge group that I run, we've got Saltash, all the way down to like Penzance, Camborne. And then we've just started up a group in Cardiff, which is good. So we've got sort of
some spread now, isn't it?
International, yeah, we're loving it. Another bridge to cross. And also we've got Cardiff and Inverness in Scotland. So it's spreading quite far up now. London, there's groups in London. So not quite as big as, other sort of men's mental health groups, but we're slowly getting there. I mean, 50 from going from 1 to 50 is pretty.
Yeah, still another massive one, sort of on top of whatever's there.
Yeah.
For people to access, isn't it?
Huge, mate, huge. Yeah. So I mean, like the Ivybridge group that I run is just amazing, really. We get like the call numbers of about 12 blokes every week, and they are just a wealth of knowledge. I sort of almost go in, set up the group. We've got a ball that we pass around. And these guys literally lead the way in the conversation. They're just incredible, really. Yeah. And yeah, it's all sorts of topics that we cover. We're open, sort of, it's peer on peer. So I think that's the best way to do it. The advice that these guys can give each other, their life experience and stuff, is sort of, I often sit back and I'm a bit amazed by how much wealth and knowledge these guys have got, and they're just incredible with each other. I've got two other facilitators with me up there, Doug and Lee. Great guys, both had their troubles. And yeah, it's really impressive. It's a great thing to be involved with.
We get that a lot, don't we, ourselves, Rhys, doing this and talking to people. You kind of just sit back and you're like, they're talking about stuff you can't even comprehend. And to have people there to actually have that knowledge and sort of talk about these situations, just like, because sometimes you can't even fathom what's going on or what might have gone on in somebody else's life. It's really quite crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the results that you see from these groups as well, it's just incredible. I mean, some blokes turn up one week and they're just absolutely broken, in complete despair, and then you'll just see them progress over the months, and then next thing you know, they're coming in, their life's completely changed, and they can't thank Man Down enough for the work they do. And it's just, it's an amazing thing to be involved with. Yeah. I do feel a little bit lost sometimes in the conversations, because it would be like, stuff about kids. I can't relate to that, I haven't got kids. But there's always a lad there that knows something on the subject. So just to watch and bounce. There's some meetings where I'll introduce myself, I'll give the guys a run through of the evening, and sometimes I'll sit there for 2 hours, I haven't spoken. It's crazy, because they're just bouncing off each other, and it's almost like, it's just...
It's what you want though, isn't it? Because that's what it's all about, is getting these people in that sort of just break that barrier and they start all talking to each other. And for people to kind of sit there, and because obviously we talk a lot about the personal experience of going, and then you sharing your story and sort of stuff like that. But then you've got these people as well where you're going to have that positive feeling that you're helping other people as well.
Yeah.
You might not be able to sort of help your own problems, but you might know something about somebody else's, or you've gone through that yourself. Or
I think with a lot of my problems, with the Ivybridge group, Generally sort of my problems don't really fit in all the stuff that I've dealt with in the past. So like I never realised until sort of getting into all this that I've always been quite high functioning, like with anxiety. Even since young, there was little bits like the other day I was thinking about something and I seen it online and they were talking about chewing the inside of your mouth until it bleeds, and I was like, I used to constantly do that as a kid, and it's really bizarre because I've always been quite a confident, outgoing person, but I think on the inside, really, when I was away from sort of social situations, I just found life quite tough from an early age, and looking back on it, like even going out socially, sometimes it was just such an effort from a young age, 13, 14. And I think that's what I started masking it quite early with alcohol and drugs.
Yeah.
And I think then that creates even more issues later in life. And it's not until you sort of stop stepping back from it all that you realise, well, I think I had a few issues back then.
Well, it tends to happen, a lot with the people that we've talked to and stuff. They really recall back at that age, 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And they obviously at the time you don't know what these things are. You're just sort of getting a grasp on yourself and life and going on what you've been told, basically. But a lot of people look back and sort of think about that age, right as you're going through puberty and
puberty,
everything, and you're just sort of becoming an adult and you're thinking about all of these life things.
Yeah.
And they kind of literally do all hit at once, because that is kind of the age that you become a young adult.
Yeah.
And now you have to think about all these adult things and what adults think about. And it probably helps that, if you've got more mental health things, you've got more people talking about stuff. And a lot more people saying that they still don't know what they're doing right. And, that definitely helps in that they've got examples to kind of then look at themselves and be all right with not knowing the answers to everything just yet.
100%, mate. I don't think you're ever going to know the answers to everything. I think it's just like speaking to people and getting conversations going. And that's how you're going to work things out, really.
Yeah. You sort of go on what other people say and trust yourself as well a lot of the time. Because most people don't actually trust themselves, do they? To make a lot of decisions.
No, mate, no. And like you said, it's that age, that's such a weird age. And I think times are changing. People, because of my background in the job that I do in education, it's a lot more of an open subject as it was when I was growing up. Especially my background being in the building trade. I mean, it was just
that's something I was going to touch on with you, actually, because how did you find that, like, looking back on it?
Brutal. I think being in the building trade, there's parts of it that there's like you've got two different sort of areas with that. You've got like sort of you're working within a gang and you're getting on really well with the gang, and life's great, being out on site, the sun shining, and then you have these the winter hits and you've got these wet, dark, miserable days. Looking back, I'd actually went through quite a lot of anxiety when I was on my tools. There was times where I had to take a couple of months off work. I couldn't leave the house and I was really struggling. But luckily for me, which is really strange, back then, the guy that I was working for understood. I think the chances of that actually happen is like working for someone like that is probably like 1 in a million. But his brother had killed himself through suicide. So he understood, but back then it was like, where have you been? And it was that man up, sort yourself out, what you're going on about. Such like it was not even, I don't really see it as masculine. It's wannabe masculine. Well, I can't say the word. They want to be really masculine, and they're too scared to open up about their feelings. But I think that's slowly changing.
It definitely is.
Slowly.
I don't feel in my life that I've ever had to stay quiet. But then that's also me knowing that I never feel good if I don't tell people about it. So like I often get that the people I tell first are friends or colleagues that I'm with, in which I'm in their company for the day. So, and this is on my mind. So I tell close enough that they know me, but not the really close people
Yeah.
when if something like that happens,
Yeah,
because
I know
I find it maybe a bit easier to say it to them first,
Yeah.
and then I feel like the closer I get to my circle, my really close circle, family and really close friends,
Yeah.
it's then more real.
Yeah.
So I find it easier to sort of like build up by
Yeah.
telling
Yeah.
closer and
Yeah.
in stages.
Almost like a stepping stone.
But yeah, I think telling someone in the first place has never been too hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I always know that I just can't do it. Like I have to tell someone.
I still struggle with it now, to be honest with you, opening up quite a lot of the time. Even like a couple of weeks ago, I haven't had anything wrong with me for a while. And I was in work the other day, and there was a lot of pressure coming from all angles. And my head started spinning. I felt really sick, and I had to go home. And it wasn't until I got home and I sat down with the wife. She was like, I think I just had a panic attack. Like analysing it, if you know what I mean, and like going back and looking at it. So I think like it's one of those things that sort of still creeps up every now and again, but can come in different forms. But even then, I found myself. I think it was that evening and the night after, I was at a man down meeting, and I still didn't open up. I think like everyone sort of has them times where some people sometimes they don't want to open up. So it's also then it's looking at different ways of releasing that from yourself. Like you guys with your fitness and stuff as well, same as me. You can get in the gym. And
it doesn't always have to be verbal.
It doesn't have to be verbal, mate. There's
managing it, isn't it, rather than just trying to ignore it.
Yeah. So talking's obviously good, but I think also there's that point of where we can help ourselves in other ways as well if you don't feel comfortable about talking. So that's another thing where I've sort of set up the running club as well.
I was just about to ask about that. Yeah. It's on perfectly to the running club.
Yeah. So I've set that up. We're a month in now, so we're generally sort of getting about 8, 9 guys every week. I'm doing it with 2 other lads, Damien and Paul. They're great lads. Damien is a barber. He owns a barber shop in Crown Hill. So he is just amazing. Like his wealth of knowledge from guys coming in every day. And as soon as I started to set up the running, I was been thinking about the idea for a while. And then I'd seen that Damien was just getting into running. So I sort of pounced on it quite quickly. Hello, mate. Fancy getting in? Straight away, he was involved in it. And then we've got Paul. Paul's another great guy. Paul's actually helped me a lot over the years, so I used to do a bit of building work for Paul. So he understands the score. He's got a lot of empathy for men. He's a great bloke to have around. He's a full-time YouTuber. So he was a carpenter beforehand. So it's very different sort of a mix of blokes that we've got running it. But I think with us, we're open to conversations if blokes want to have conversations, but we don't ever want people to feel. We want it to feel more relaxed than say like an Andy's Man Club or a Man Down group, where people can just come away, come to us, and just get out and run, have a chat with a load of blokes, have a bit of fun. If they do want to chat, we're there for them. We can offer them advice. We will help them. But it's just about getting away,
getting people together.
A bit of escapism. Because I find that if I'm having a bad day, I'll go hang out with the boys, or I'll go to the gym. I've got my little mates my little group of mates there, my little community there. And I think being involved in a little community like that and having like-minded people around you, whether it's male or female, helps an awful lot. It's not just about talking about it. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people don't feel comfortable talking, and it will come with time. There's no need to force it. It's just having people around you. And like you say, mate, being motivated to go off and do an event, I think is a massive one. I focus on stuff, so I've always got something coming up. So that training pushes me. And I think I have got a bit of ADHD. There's something there. So I find in the mornings, I go to the gym every day, and people are like, every day except for one day a week, I'll have a rest day. I'll go and do something, and people are like, oh God, you're obsessed. It's not obsessed. I find it clears my head. It really gets me into a good zone for the rest of the day, and it calms me down. When I wake up in the morning, because I wake up like 4:30, I'm like bloody Undertaker. I used to get up at his coffin, and I'm just ready to rock. So I need something to cool me down, to burn me out a little bit. And
get that
yeah,
energy released out.
And if you find the right gym as well, I mean, the gym that I'm at, Plymouth Performance Gym, the lads there are just, the PTs are incredible. I don't think they've realised how much they've done for me over the years. And it's just being part of that community, and then everyone else within the gym. I think if you can find that, I think that's just a massive thing for people's mental health. And I think a lot of people know that without actually coming out with it. I think a lot of people will go to the gym, like Plymouth Performance Gym, you know, whether it's Vision Gym's another one, a great gym in Plymouth, and they've got their little communities. CrossFit gyms are the same. They go off to events and stuff together. And I think that is just
and stuff.
The bloody IROX, bloody stuff. That's what really kills me every week.
That's always on my feed. You're somewhere doing something.
Yeah, I'm always doing something. I think it's I think fitness, and if I can recreate that within a running club, and just having somewhere where men can go and just release, because for me, going out for a run is just fantastic. It really clears my head, even whether I'm doing it on my own or with a group. And the challenges that can come from that is really good. So we're like, at the moment, we're trying to get the lads to give them something to aim for, give them a goal, get them stuck into a bit of training. So we're currently looking at, the first one will be Exeter 10K in February. We're going to look to...
You're looking to go off and do runs as a club as well?
Yeah, we'll do Exeter 10K. That build their confidence a little bit. But obviously the big one for us would be then the Plymouth Half. So it's just accessible to everyone. I mean, if you're going off and doing a bloody ultra marathon in the middle of France or whatever, you know, a lot of blokes can't go off and do that. Get away for a bit of time, away from kids and responsibilities and stuff like that. But the Plymouth Half, I mean, it's great races. Your home turf.
Every year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an amazing event. Even though I got overtaken by a man dressed as a banana last year, but he's now become a mate of mine, Preston. He's another lad that's doing great things for mental health. Does a lot for charities. He's currently just signed up this week to do 12 hours constant running around Victoria Park.
Yeah, I've heard of like those sort of things.
Yeah, he's another great lad. He won't mind me saying that he's suffered from his mental health in the past. So he's looking to get people involved. He's got his own little group as well. Even Mind, I believe he's coming for. Another group that's getting people involved. He's male and female as well. Where we're just sort of trying not to look sexist and just going for the men. I think it is needed. I think men need that space.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those where, like, blokes do kind of like to just be around other blokes sometimes for some things. Same way women want to be around just women for some things. It's not a bad thing. It's just like,
that's good.
Like you say, women got sort of the way that their brains will work, or the things that they might think about on a daily is not the same as men necessarily. And like builders aren't going to think about the same things as doctors think about, or so
builders just looking about getting money out of doctors. Builders are going to be doing.
But so we touched a little bit on being on that sort of building site and how that was for you. Did you ever think there was like a stigma around?
Oh, hugely, crazy.
So it's like, take it back to what you said about how you used to mask up. Like, I find it crazy to think that you would struggle, because I remember being around you and you were like the one making all the jokes, and you were quite loud. So here you said that you used to like mask it and you were quite anxious. I find that.
Yeah, it's crazy, mate. And I think like now I've almost become comfortable, as in I'm going to get anxious at times, but nowhere near as bad as I was. But I've almost become comfortable in like that. I am quite loud. I'm going to try. I'm not trying to be centre of attention. I just end up being that guy in that ring. The jazz hands come out. I do it for a job as well. Do you know what I mean? I've got to be interacting with people all the time. But when I start looking back, how much I used to cover up. It was crazy. And then drinking drugs would sort of delve into that, and I think that's another way of trying to, like a coping mechanism almost as well. So when you stepped away from work yeah, to almost cope with it, because when you're on a building site, it's a busy day. You know what I mean? You're grafting away, and you sort of mask it, and then I used to come home in the evenings and then weekends, and then need to cover that up with when I'd come away. But again, I mean, if you're drinking a lot and doing things you shouldn't be doing, substances and stuff like that, that would lead on to just the most horrific anxiety the next week for me. Like Mondays, horrendous, man. After like big weekends, just not a great place to be.
Not the solution then.
No, certainly not the solution. I mean, each to their own. Do you know what I mean? But for me, looking back on my time, I feel now that I wasted quite a lot of my life through these weekends, and just putting family, my wife through stuff, like situations I used to get involved with. You know, where are you two? You haven't come home last night and all this. And sooner or later,
it affects everyone around you as well. Doesn't it?
And I never realised how much it was affecting her, which is scary, really, when I look back on it now. I'm so lucky. I'm not just saying it on camera, but I'm lucky to have a woman that I've got. I see it quite a lot in like man down meetings. A lot of men's problems are women related, like relationship related. Where obviously men can be exactly the same in those sort of situations when they can be nasty, but she was, without her, I don't know where I'd be. I don't know if I'd be alive, but it's pretty crazy. Looking back on it all, I mean, I put myself through. I attempted suicide at one point. Things got quite bad, and the way she supported me, and then looking back, I must think, Jesus, how bad, like horrendous must it have been for her? Because I was just like, I want to die, I hate life, and all this, and she was just sat there, like, you are my life. If you know what I mean? And then just think, whoops.
It's hard to hear, as you know, as Rhys's friend, you heard him say that. It's you just wish you could say all the things that, like, you just want them to know what you see and how you see them, and you wish you could just literally say something to take all that away. Like, it's a really hard position to be in.
I'm very lucky to have a good woman in my life. She's still here after. She'll kill me now. 16 years, 17 years we've been together, so it was a long time to be with me. So I ain't easy, do you know what I mean? I'm hard work, and she stayed there all the way through. She's always been by my side, which means a lot.
It definitely.
And now you've
does.
turned into a fitness freak.
I've just sort of knocked the drugs on the head. That was an ongoing thing though. I'd find myself slipping back and forth. That was a tricky one to give up, but that was really, I wasn't like never a drug addict. I'm not, shooting up smacking on a Tuesday night. It was recreational weekend drugs, but I don't think people realise how much that takes over you. You know, is it healthy to be sat in your front room on a Friday night after finishing work, spending £200 on cocaine?
No.
And then sat up, and then, you can't sleep for freaking to the next day, and you're in your front room, and you're potting around the house trying to find alcohol to keep you going, and you're texting people. Have you started, have you texting a dealer saying, are you running again? And you're just like, but you just didn't, that was on constant weekend repeat for, I don't know, maybe 20 years. So
Just look back at that and just kind of recognise yourself doing
I'll be fucking rich, mate, when I really, if you do sort of look back and just think, how unhealthy is that, just on your body and on your mind, on your brain, like, how much damage is that doing to you?
Like you say, to be going up and down and up and down.
You're just constantly bouncing.
When you already had that anxiety, like you said, it just made it 10 times worse.
So then you're anxious from like the Monday you wake up and you're like, shit. And you're anxious right through to generally like the Wednesday, Thursday, and it'll wear off, and you're like, you'll be, for Friday, you get a text off one of the boys or whatever, and it'll be like, right, pub, and then it's that cycle that just starts again, and you're like, right, here we go again. I'm not doing any drugs. Then your phone's out of your pocket. You've got a bag of cocaine there within 10, 15 minutes. That's how easy it is these days. And then you're just stuck in that constant circle. And it was like that for like 20 years, really. Looking back, started that at an early age. I mean, you can't knock it and say, you did have some good times, but that's probably fucking 5%.
When you put them on the scale, like,
when you put on the scale, I'm like that, me and the boys would be like, oh yeah, do you remember that night? Yeah, that was a good night. And then you're just like, yeah, but then what the fuck? That was a good night till like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. But then when we're all sat awake in some shithole, trying to sleep or trying to get a taxi home, and then next thing you know, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Your wife's ringing, you go, oh yeah, you spent 200 odd quid, and you're just like, well, it's the same fun, really, is it? But then you still go back the next weekend. And that is one of the reasons why I'm trying to get just a running club going, and then we'll try to branch off and maybe do some more. Got a lot of people like gyms that I know, so we're trying to get some fitness classes going maybe on a Sunday, and it's just having that space where men can set themselves up with something for that Saturday morning, for that Sunday morning. So
something to look forward to, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you've got like, I know for me, I've always been like an active person, so I've always had my clubs and I'm always doing one sport or another, or trying to arrange stuff, because I don't really like sitting around just thinking in my own head, because it's always firing about something, and it's always like there's going to be good things and bad things always going through your head. And so for me, it's like I like to look forward to things, and I like taking care of my physical health, because that takes care of my mental health as well at the same time. And you can't so much control your mental health. You can't just do something straight away to help. So that's why we've said on multiple of these, and exactly like you're saying, when you're taking care of your body and your physical health, you can control that. You can get up and you can do it, and it's something that you can work at and do constantly. So it gives you control over something in your health in a way that because you can't just sit there and think your way out of your own head. You can't get away from it.
You've got to get up and get it done yourself, mate. You know what I mean? Keep pushing on. So if we can offer that change from that option almost. Do you want to hang around in a shitty kitchen in godforsaken area in Plymouth with a load of people you don't know, chatting shit, spending a load of money and feeling like crap? Or do you want to come and run with us on a Saturday morning, or do something on the weekend? But I don't think it's just. I think like movement is just good for your head. I mean, it's not all about fitness. It's like for me, going out walking my dogs for a couple of hours and just getting out. It doesn't even have to be. Movement is good, but it can be anything that you enjoy doing. I think having a hobby and having something to focus on is just such a big element.
Like I say, it's an escapism.
It's that escapism.
It's something you enjoy doing.
Rather than stick a load of white powder up your nose, getting on.
I think that when you're stuck in like your routine in a rut, it's kind of hard to motivate yourself to just go to one of these kind of groups. Because for me, I listening to you there, I'm not sure I could pick myself off the sofa and go to a running club. If I'm honest with you. Not something like not just running, just like anxiety wise. I'm not sure, because I'll be constantly there like. Am I running the right way? Am I running at the same pace? So it's one of those things, I think.
That's one thing we're quite open about as well. We are in no way athletes, so it's just having that. We got like a real range of runners. We got some really good runners, and then we got guys that are just starting out. And I think that's why me, Damien, and Paul are good, because there is no egos there, and that is one thing we're really pushing at. If you can run. We've got some guys that turn up, that run 500 meters and then walk for 100 meters. Or, do you know what I mean? Or we're open to that, and we'll support you. We'll support you to try to get you going. But it is a tough thing to do, is to be able to go to a group, whether it's a talk group or a running club or whatever. But yeah, that's one thing. If we can find a way of getting people, get that anxiety out of people, and just people realizing they're going to come to a friendly space. I think that'll be if you can get that, you're winning. And
I think it's that first one, isn't it? It's once they go once, they know what it's all about, and so it's definitely like most things anyway.
Push,
definitely worth just give it a go once, and there's nothing to say you have to like it because other people like it. There's nothing to say that you're not going to like it. So,
but I'm like open if. A lad wants to go, I'm happy to go and pick them up from their house if they want to. I'll go, we can go sit in Starbucks because I don't drink Costa, I hate Costa. And have a coffee for the hour beforehand, get to know me, and then we can go and we can run on our own if we want. You know what I mean? We can turn up at Vicky Park where we do it, the other lads can be running, and me and him could be, just for their first time, we could just be even walking a couple of laps just to get them, get them going and getting them feel a little bit more comfortable with the surroundings and the people that they're with. But we're not the best looking three blokes in the world, but we are very we've got a knack of making people feel comfortable. Yeah, I think that's what we're good at. So yeah, hopefully people will be open to come.
Like you say, it's called a running club, but it's really it's not. You don't have to be a runner.
No. We got blokes that turn up with their dogs and just walk around with their dogs just to be around people. I mean, we're happy with that. And we're not, there's no forcing the conversations, you know what I mean? Most blokes, I don't think we've really had anyone bring up any issues at the moment. They just want to be around other blokes, and it's just a nice little release on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, it's just they're moving and getting that escape, and they can just sort of like
getting out of the house, mate.
Feel like they're moving with some fresh air and just sort of deal with stuff in whatever way they want. So so you got the running club, and then you got Man Down. You looking at adding any more to that?
Currently no. I think I've got enough.
Enough at the minute.
The work that I do, I work in further education, so I work with kids with learners with special educational needs. That takes a lot out of you. I think with that, the gym, the running club, Man Down, keeping the boss happy at home, spending time with family, my friends, and I think that's I'm comfortable with that amount of chaos in my life. But
there's definitely a point in there where you spend so much time like helping other people that you sort of forget to help yourself sometimes. That is true. So that's another part of it, and it's double-edged sword. You're trying to do so much for other people that you end up neglecting yourself a bit. So
selfishly, I mean, I have been wild. I'm all right. So I just be able to give back at the moment, and I'm willing to push myself a little bit further to make sure that blokes getting a bit of support. And if it takes, sometimes it does take a bit of a knock on you. It's going to wear you out a little bit.
It's hard to hear what somebody's going through.
Yeah,
like we've just doing this. You sort of come away, and it's really quite hard. So we'll end up talking to each other, me and Rhys, sort of afterwards, or with the people after the sort of camera stops, and because we're only 25 years old, both of us. You know what I mean? So to hear some of the stuff like. Especially,
I can't even imagine some of it, can you?
Yeah, the stuff about what happened to people when they're younger and stuff like that, and it's really hard to kind of hear, and then you have to kind of be able to then clock that off for a second, and then sort of take note of it in your own time.
I think it is tricky. Like some of the stuff I sit in here, I'm like, it's brutal, it's crazy, but I think it does make you stronger as well in a way. But I think also you boys got to realise what you're doing and how important it is. But then, like you say, you got to look after yourselves as well. But just there'll be moments where you're like, shit, now what am I doing here? This is harsh on me. But the good you lads are doing, you've got to to a point you've got to just keep pushing. That's all I'll say. That's easy for me to say because I can cope with it. But just you're doing a brilliant thing. So
it definitely makes me appreciate everything I have.
Yeah.
And you really you just and that's why we got a lot of people talking about a lot of positive things that come after it as well, and like,
Too right. Yeah.
you know, recognizing these problems or these issues and not necessarily like solving them. They don't just go away. They're always a thing. Like your anxiety is always a thing. But you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like once you sort of realised that you have that anxiety, and that it was always a constant, you kind of become less anxious.
Oh, 100%, mate. Yeah, it's almost like you're like, that almost makes you better. But that's exactly through talking about it, dealing with it, and that's, you know, I am quite lucky how I always say this to lads. I feel like I have got better from where I was, and not a lot of blokes will struggle for it, but we all have our ups and down days. But freaking hell, my down days now are, you know, it's very rare.
Yeah, it's great to hear.
Yeah, it's great to it's great to have as well. But that's why I feel like I can get back a little bit more now. I know what it's like to be there. It's a horrible place. It's a very dark place.
Do you feel like, you know, saying that, do you feel like some people might feel, say they're in one of these groups and they're in a really dark place, but they sort of have advice or something to give to somebody else?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you can tell some people sort of stay quiet in that regard because they think, how can I advise somebody if I'm not sort of good myself or better myself? You know what I mean?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think I think everyone's got like their different issues that they're going through, and I feel like a lot of the time you can have one bloke who's just cried his heart out and gone through some horrific stuff, and I see it quite often, and then someone else will come up with something or come out with an issue that they're currently dealing with, and those guys will then jump in on that conversation, and you're like, that just amazes me, because you're like, you've just discussed that and what you've been through, but you're still there
trying to help someone else.
Helping someone else. And that's why the Man Down, Andy's Man Club, that peer-on-peer support is just incredible. Because you sit back and you're like, I'm just in awe some weeks. I'm like, I do find myself quite often fighting back like tears, fighting back at brings out quite a lot of emotion, because you're like, how can you just talk about that, but then you want to give support, and you're trying to pat the man next to you on the back, and it's pretty incredible.
That's definitely something. It's obviously not just a man thing, is it? Like just blokes do that, but when sort of men come together, you don't even have to know the person or anything about them in any way, but you just come together to help each other.
To help each other out,
you know, that's like the really manly thing to do. That's what being a man is, coming together and helping each other out. And that's why we're talking to Stephen Kelly and the ex-commando and stuff like that. And a lot of people find, well, certainly from what I know of, you get the service people or your army people, navy people, stuff like that. Anyone who's served, they sort of get this camaraderie and this sort of like brotherhood. And they're all helping each other out. And
that's a fucking tough.
That is what they. That's what they
crazy
hold on to. You know, that's really what seems to make it what it is for them, and you're all sort of going through the shared experience. And just helping each other through it, and you know.
I mean, if you were to look at like masculinity, I mean, fucking Marines to me is the most masculine character going. You know, they are the toughest of the tough, and they'll support each other. Surely, I've thought about that quite often. You're sort of thinking like, you know, how come Steve from Devonport, he's sat in his builder's van smoking a fag with his mate, and his mate's crying his heart out, and he'll turn around to him and go, man up. And you're like, but a Marine will come out of a war zone and then support his fellow Marine. Just that's real. That's real talk, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's
exactly.
That's the way.
That's what it's all about.
If people look more at that as an example, ex-serviceman, current serviceman, fucking take that up. There's no way in hell I could ever go into a war zone. What these blokes do is amazing, and then to be able to support each other after that, it's just nuts.
Like you say, that should definitely be what it's all about. It's not being strong just on your own and being your own sort of like pillar.
Yeah.
It's about helping others around you and yourself. That's what it's all about.
Bit of a brotherhood, mate. I think that goes a long way these days.
Like you say, it doesn't take a lot.
Yeah.
Like with all these clubs, just being in the room, that's enough for some people. Yeah. Just being a part of something more than themselves, where people are helping each other. Yeah. That's that goes a long way as well.
Goes a long way, mate. I'd sort of I didn't delve into it for very long. We were speaking earlier about it. It's jiu-jitsu. One of my best mates. He's really involved in a jiu-jitsu club, and what those guys do, their brotherhood, is just incredible. Like, is it Danny McMillan? There are quite a few of them are involved in Danny McMillan. I think he's on Muttley Plain, and they've got such a little brotherhood that I had to give up on it because I was thinking like I end up getting what they call the gallows in like situations like that, where it's just I just end up giggling. So these guys are they're twisting you up, and I'm just getting fits of giggles. So I got away from it quite quickly, and I was too worried about getting injured. But like their brotherhood, and it's what I've noticed from jiu-jitsu, lads are getting to jiu-jitsu as well, is that gives them a way of stepping away from this party lifestyle as well, and they get really deep into it, and they support each other constantly. And like you say, all these different little clubs, and it's good. And we can recreate something like that with the Run Club, then I'd be quite happy.
Definitely sounds like you're managing to.
We're trying, mate. We're trying.
It's no small feat to get sort of 10 people to turn up at the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
Just because just turning up for themselves. I know some people might be there just to run or whatever and just have the company, but by default it is something where sort of mental health is associated. So sometimes that's enough to just scare somebody off.
Yeah, true, mate. Yeah, this is the one thing we're trying not to do. Is so obviously we're associating it with men's mental health, but we don't want people to feel like, I can't go to that running club because they're going to
because I'll have to talk.
They're going to pounce on me, and they're going to be asking me about my feelings and stuff like that. We don't.
Like
that's the opposite.
Even turning up is admitting, I've got stuff going on.
Yeah, I've got a bit going on. I want to escape.
Like you say, it's really just predominantly just a thing for men to get together.
And if they do want to delve a little bit deeper into it, then they can come along to a man down meeting.
Yeah, then it's welcome.
That almost like a little piece in your pocket. And if they want a bit more support, then I'm there to be able to direct them and try to get them that support. But so currently, I think blokes are just happy to come out and have a little bit of a run and have that release. It's a good release.
Yeah, like I said, I'll say again, but it doesn't take a lot, does it?
No.
It's just something. One
just
little thing
mate,
sometimes is enough to just take somebody away from their own head for a minute.
Yeah, an hour running.
Like you say, and that good day, then you stack good days on top of each other, and now all of a sudden that was a really good week. You know what I mean? And then that sort of pushes you into the next one already.
Bit of momentum, mate. That's all it is. All it is.
But anything you want to ask me?
I'm happy.
Nice seeing Rhys as well. It's been a while, mate.
Like I said, I just find it weird looking at you because, like I said earlier,
stunning, don't I?
Well, yeah, off
very weird looking.
off camera, I said if you 10 years ago said describe a normal builder, that's what you used to look like, and now you've you've turned yourself around and done fitness, and you've
slowly getting there, mate. Slowly but surely.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy, like putting your mind to something you can achieve it.
Yeah, keep on pushing, keep fighting, and get there in the end.
Yeah, but no, it's really nice to again have somebody that's talking from a position that they feel good and feel better, and that really does help.
I think a lot of the time with the mental health thing as well, it's good to see positivity out of it.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the time, I know I'm bound to get fucking shit for saying certain things, but it can be obviously it's a very negative thing. But there are, if you can start looking at positives and trying to get a bit of momentum with the positive things.
Yeah, so that's kind of the angle we are trying to slowly go towards. We started off with men's mental health, but now we're kind of thinking let's try and get people on who's been in a bad place, but they've turned their life around.
Yeah.
It's positive, and we want people to take away from it. It's like, wow, like look at his life now.
Yeah.
Fucking positivity.
Like say, even if it was just somebody here that's not even, you don't have to be doing a club or doing what AFL Foodie did, where they're off, sort of have this big social media profile or something like that. Even if they're just somebody that says, I started going to all these clubs and it's made me feel really good.
Yeah.
You got to have that sort of light at the end of the tunnel. Because it's definitely something we found. So it's not wrong to say, or it's hard. It's a hard thing to talk about, a hard thing to listen to.
Yeah.
And so you've got to have that positive feel about it and that positive outlook on it, because a lot of it starts from people, and you get a lot of outside help, like your missus staying with you through it all, and all the people that have helped you along the way. And in all the stories, all the people that have helped along the way. But it does start within, in that the first sort of step is you have to want positive to come out of it. You have to want,
you need it for yourself.
Good. You need to want good things for yourself.
Push forward is what you need to get that momentum going.
But definitely agreed on that it's got to have that positive outlook on it, and you have to be as positive as you can be to sort of get to that point.
Way forward.
I think next time, not sitting on these sofas.
Uncomfortable with it?
My back's a little bit a little bit. But
it's trial and error, isn't it?
Trial and error.
That's what it's all about, boys.
Tried them. It was an error.
It definitely was.
But anyway,
on that stains as well.
On that note, guys, that's the end of this episode here. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do, and hopefully see you in the next one, and hopefully it's helped in some sort of way. And you'll probably see us back on the tables next week then.
I think so.
And not on these sofas. But thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Why should we do that first time round?
Yes. That's what we're talking about.